Hey everyone, my name is Sean, and this is Sean's Talks. Today we're going to continue talking about the underdog, the lucky stock, the one and only CLOV, CLOV. Today I'm doing it live, a little bit before bell opening today. We're going to take a look at the stock. We're going to take a look at yesterday's movements as well. And we're also going to take a look at some other things about the stock. And so let's check this out. So first, I want to take a look. I want to take a look real quick before opening bell at Thursday's movements, okay? Wednesday's movements, or Tuesday's movements, actually. Okay, so on Tuesday, we actually had a pretty interesting day. We started off the day going out pretty strong. $8.53 was the intraday high, pretty quick. And then, unfortunately, we did fall below that volume-weighted average price. A little bit of a dip, followed by a little bit of increase, going slightly above that VWAP, ever so slightly for a bit, and then went all the way down to the intraday low of $8.01 for the day. Then we ended off the day right around, let's see here, right around $8.18. So not too bad for Tuesday. And then when we go to the order flow, again, zero. We got zero again. Zero for order flow on Tuesday. So it seems, again, like a great area to be at. You have the large scale orders being zero. When we look at the medium scale orders, they basically are about the same, 34.42, 34.84% for inflow and outflow. And small scale orders, there's actually more inflow than outflow. So we got some retail investors making those great buys for the stock. So definitely some fun price action to see for the recap on Tuesday. We're going to roll into a little bit. We're going to move it right. We're going to move it right because we're going to look at today. We got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes before market opening. And so, hey, I didn't expect a live stream today. So it's a little bit of a surprise. Hey, I'm here. I'm here. I'm happy, right? And ready to rock. We got a few minutes until we get this thing open. But for anyone watching, I think we have like 9 people, 13 people in the watching right now. If you have anything that you want me to talk about today, I have some stuff that's planned out in terms of, like, let's talk about, maximum pain. Let's talk about ape wisdom, trading stocks. We talk about dark pool data a little bit. We talk about, Ortex. We talk about, the short squeeze score. And the borrow short shares availability and the borrow fee, stuff like that as well. And so definitely some fun stuff to talk about as well. So let's see here. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Hold on one second. There we go. My computer locked on me. All right. There we go. Everything's back. Still getting used to this live stream stuff. Isn't that fun? Let's see here. Yeah, but how's everyone's day doing? I know there's a bunch of other streams going on now, and this, again, is a surprise. I'm just here so I can test it out and see, again, how the live stream are before I want to join this coming Sunday's roundtable, right? So that's something I really want to do as well. Hey, crypto. Nice to see you. What's up? Yeah, no, that's something that's really something to bring up. We have OG in the house. Number 3, I would say, we got, of course, Coach B. Of course, we got Dutch Trades. And then, boom, I showed up. I watched their channels, and I was like, first I saw this stock, I think actually on Wall Street Bets. I'm not going to say I'm original, when it comes to finding Clover Health as a great opportunity. A lot of my previous bets, that I've had on stocks have actually been through, basically lurking, Wall Street Bets and saying, what are the sentiments says for the stocks in there, and then just reversing everything. Anything they say will go up, just reverse it, and then you go down. This is not financial advice, but basically, just do the opposite of Wall Street Bets, and you'll always do good. No, but luckily on Clover Health, it was actually something that someone had great DD about, and I was like, okay, let me look into this. Watched a ton of videos from Coach B, watched a ton of videos from Dutch Trades, and you're like, I could do this. I could definitely do this. Oh, we have opening bell. That was probably pretty loud. I am so sorry. But that's my little fun thing. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. So right away, we actually see a little bit of a dip. And am I surprised? No. Usually I would say after like a little bit of a run up in the pre-market, usually there is a little bit of dip right when we have opening, and that is a good amount of volume there. We have about 500,000 so far within the first minute. So we will see how this thing rides. If it goes, I think I do have like $400 on the ready, and so I'm like, okay, when would be a good time to put that money in today? I already have a ton of shares in the stock, of course, all over the place. So I'm definitely interested to see, should I wait out like 2 to 3 minutes, or should I start right now? These are going to be my famous last words, because it's going to be like, 5 minutes from now, we're going to be like, oh gosh, it's $9. Oh gosh, And so it's kind of one of those things that I look at in the morning and I'm like, what should I do? But all right, looks like we did a little bit of switch here. We're at $8.18. So not too bad, not too bad. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom in. I don't know. Let's see. What's up? Always a dip. Yeah, no, that's what I've always seen as well, right? So in the AM, it feels like if it's a pre-market going up, we always have like a dip, right? And then like kind of in the afternoon, it's like, you know what? I'm just kidding. We're going to go up by 30 cents. We're going to go up by 50 cents, right? We're going to go up by $1. And so that's how it's been for pretty much all the time. If you wanted to be like, do like fun swings and stuff like that, that would kind of be the way I would do it personally, right? So who knows, but I'm going to give it a little bit of time. Really just happy to buy anywhere in between like $8 and $8.50. Sometimes I just like watching the stock and be like, what's it going to do? When should I jump in, right? Because to me, when I look at it again, anything under that $10 list price, anything under $10, I'm like, that's a buy, anything under $7, if it goes below, or not $7, anything below $8. Now, if it goes below $7, that would be very surprising, let's say. But if it goes under $8, that is to me like a super buy for what I believe in the stock and everything like that. So definitely interesting to see where this thing goes, but kind of like a little bit of a red first couple of minutes here, about 2 minutes in, $8.16, down 1 cent from opening. Good morning. How are you doing? And so let's see here. Okay. So we got a little bit of change of pace. Tell you what, I'm going to put my money in. Give me 1 second, y'all. I think that $8.16, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to do this in my app real quick. So bear with me while I get this done. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I'm buying stocks live. Woo. Let's see here. Trade. Trade. 50. Well, how much is that? Oh yeah, 407. Oh, don't have enough. I gotta do 49. 49. There we go. Market review. Place order. Order status. Perfect. Great. So yeah, so that's my morning. But 49 shares. Couldn't buy 50 because I know it's like a little bit above, so it's like $407 or something like that. And so I just paid, $398. So still buying the dip in the sense, right? So we'll see. Now that I bought it, it's going to go down underneath $8. I don't know. That's just how it rolls. You're like buying a stock and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, no, I'm going to dip now. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe it's going to be even a better opportunity later to put some more money into this beautiful stock that we have, of course. When Moon, hey, you know what? I think that looking at it, this week would be a pretty crazy week for it to do it. We got the option chain lined up. Let's take a look at that real quick let's go away from this. Let's go away from that. And then let's go to Max Payne. Okay. Take a look at this, right? What did I buy at today? Or you're wondering my average, by the way? Well, let me know in a second. I think there's like delay for the chat. And so let's see here. So take a look at this. Last time we didn't even have these, okay? And I'm part of this, part of the problem. Because remember when it went up to like $28? You know, when I saw that, I was like, this is a great time, Sean. This is a great time to buy option calls for $30. And so yes, I bought one option call that cost me like $1,000. It was a lot. And I was like, okay. And I still have it. I'm like, I'm just going to sit on this. But now we are going way past that in terms of option calls. Right now we got up to $43 for everything. And so you're just like, okay, this week, let's see here. Hold on one second. I know I have option Sonar. Oh, option Sonar. Let me check option Sonar real quick. Boop. Here we go. Okay. And so this week, and I've mentioned a couple of times. Let's see here. Yes. Look at this. Okay. Oh, hold on. Can I move this over? Yes, I can. Ooh. Let me make this smaller so you can see it. There we go. All right. When will we see a squeeze again? Hey, that was surprising the first time, that we saw that, right? And I hope hopefully soon. But the thing is, again, this is just a good stock in general, right? So long term, it's a good stock, but hopefully, I hope so too. Soon, if again, we're gonna take a look at the short squeeze score and take a look at that and see, right? Hello, hey Frank. Let's see here. Okay, so what I was trying to say, this week, look at the options. Okay, right now we have 16.99 million bullish with 6.31 million bearish. And as I was saying, right, when we take a look at maximum pain, we have all the way up to $43, all the way up to 43. So in my opinion, right, this would be a crazy week to see something. If we see something, that could definitely be a great potential for a gamma squeeze. So hopefully we see something even this week. But I'm not saying bet the farm on it. I'm not saying put all your money in right now and buy options, right? I'm saying if it was me, again, I just bought some shares, right? And so to me, like when I see the price anywhere around $8, that's just an instant buy for me. And so, but my price average is about $8.30 in total, like $8.40. But I was here from like, the OG days, right? When it was $6.92. My very first video on this channel was about CLOV. That's how early I saw this at. So I have a pretty low average. I think I did buy at like $10 at one point. I did buy a lot at $9.11 a little bit, maybe I think like a week ago. So yeah, always when moon, but never how moon. Oh, I know. Here's the thing. If you could predict the stock market, you'd be filthy rich, right? And so my goal, predict it daily. You know what I mean? If you could say today's going to go up 5%, today's going to go up 10%. All you have to do, you could be a trillionaire really, really quickly, actually, if you're able to get many of those in a row, right? Because every day there's like a good stock in the sense of, this is going up 20%, this is going up 10%. If you just hit those right after each other. But the question is, when does that happen? How does that happen? How does all that work? I don't know. People say, you got these little trends, you got these technical analysis, right? And I'm like, okay, I understand we have technical analysis out there, but I really, in my opinion, I don't really do technical analysis from that standpoint. If you've noticed, I just look at the chart and say all right, this is where it's going. I'm not saying the only one that I do, because I like saying it, is the George W. Sometimes I'm like, look, we got a George W. Sometimes I just like saying that one, right, for kicks, right? But in reality, I do not day trade. I look at the fundamentals of the stock, look at, where is the price currently? Is it undervalued? Where is the price in the future? Are they growing? What is the, how much market share are they taking up? What does their board look like? What are their leaders look like? What is their education? What are the things they've done in the past? Things like that actually matter, right? Because at the end of the day, these are, yes, they're stocks that are companies, right? And so you can actually, in a way, look at a company and you're like, Is McDonald's, for example, is McDonald's going to go out of business tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, probably not, right? Are people still in the drive-thru? Yes, right? Or is McDonald's expanding? Kind of like that idea, right? Of looking at it and be like, what is the general public's idea on it, right? As well, right? What are the customers saying about it? Do they like the product? I don't go to McDonald's a lot, but if Chick-fil-A, if Chick-fil-A had a stock, okay, I would definitely buy it in a heartbeat because I know that Chick-fil-A is like expanding like crazy. So, there's companies out there that are like, of course, right? So I'm too late. I'm on 1,200% on margin, and they keep calling. Yeah. So that is So margin. Okay. So margin is a very double-edged sword, and the thing is that it's great, right? Obviously, if the stock skyrockets tomorrow, right? Let's say you have $1,000 or $2,000 of margin, and you have $2,000 in cash, right? That's invested in the stock, right? Total of $4,000, right? If the stock, you have to have a like 45% or 55% or something like that, I think, on this one. But if they play this game where they want to cut people out of the margin, and then you have to sell, you lose money. They take the shares, they buy the dip, the opposite side buys the dip, and then boom, you're out of cash. So margin's definitely a double-edged sword. I'd be very, very careful on playing with margin because they know that people have limit sells and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, they're going to try to hunt for that stuff. Meta materials move like CLOV. I haven't heard of that. Let's see. All right. So, how's the stock price? Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. So let me move this real quick. Let's see. How do I move this? Boop. Okay, great. So 808, you might go under $8 today. I'm impatient. I buy right at the beginning. This happens to me all the time. Did you know? Yeah. Okay. How do I know that? I used to work at a Chick-fil-A in high school, right? And so that's my little fun advice. Or if you're in high school or you have a kid in high school or something like that, right? Get them to work at Chick-fil-A. I had the opportunity. I applied to like 30 places when I was in high school, and I had the opportunity to work at either Chick-fil-A or Papa John's. And I was like, I'm gonna work at the Chick-fil-A, right? After a while, you're like, I've been eating Chick-fil-A day in and day out for like many days in a row, it feels like, except for Sundays. You got to have Sunday off. So, yeah, Chick-fil-A franchise, $10,000. Only downside is they take a huge, they do. Take a huge percent profit per year. But you don't have to buy, a $1 million business or anything like that. But, yeah, they take a lot of profit. I think the average, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong on this because I'm just shooting off the hip here. But I think the average for a Chick-fil-A operator is like 200,000-ish, 250 or something like that. So not bad, right? And if you're like, okay, I would like to be ahead of a team. I would like to have that great opportunity to work with other people that have the same values as me. I love chicken, then that's the right thing for you, right? Sometimes, when I go, I like to get the grilled chicken nuggets, the sweet sriracha, the waffle fry, and just like a bottled water. Sometimes I get a lemonade. Sometimes I treat myself, and I'm like, I want a medium lemonade or something like that. Their lemonade is fire. It does use real. I'm okay. Now I'm just being an ad. They use real lemons and real sugar and water. I'm just being an ad at this point for Chick-fil-A. So hey, Adrian, how's it going? So anyways, let's see here. 807. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of a dip. So far we saw 806 for a quick millisecond there. We might hit that again. It looks like we're in a bearish area for the stock underneath that volume weighted average price here. So still rocking and rolling. How's the RSI though? Let's see. RSI. Where are we at? We are at 35. We're getting close to 30. So, we got a little bit under there. So a little bit undersold there. So we'll see if that is continuing on, if it hits that again. But there's a lot of stuff at play. Let's see here. But they choose you, not anyone with 10,000. Yeah. Yeah, I heard. I gotta stop talking about Chick-fil-A. So I heard that it's harder to get into become a Chick-fil-A operator than like the Ivy League, which I guess makes sense. I don't know what else I would compare it to, but whatever. Okay, so while we're watching this dip and slowly me realizing that I should have waited like 10 minutes. I'm just kidding. I don't mind. Let's go back into, we saw Maximum Pain. We saw that like Maximum Pain, $9 for Maximum Pain this week. So right now we're at 803. We're $1 away. Can we get that? Yeah. I mean, I've seen this stock go up like 20% in one day. That was like 2 weeks ago or something like that. I've seen this stock go up, 60 cents. That was like 2 days ago, right? And so definitely all over the place. Sean Live is much better than Sean. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, Scott. I really enjoyed the live streams. This is my second one, and I just kind of like ramble the entire time about like random things like Chick-fil-A. Hey, but yeah, this is me. Subscribe if you haven't. Most people are though, But anyways, but I appreciate you saying that. Let's see. So yeah, so Maximum Pain, $9. I think we'll get there. So let's see some other stuff real quick. Trending stocks on Reddit, number 4 for Clover Health. That's not bad. We got S&P 500, AMC, Alibaba. That's surprising that it moved up. I am not one that invests into Alibaba. I probably wouldn't personally. But it's still good, right? In the sense. Tesla. I do want to buy a Tesla. I'm gonna get a Cybertruck. Okay, this is me letting you all know. I'm going to get a Cybertruck. I hope to get some other stuff for Cybertruck stuff, but I already placed a pre-order. But the question is, will I have enough money to buy a Cybertruck? I don't know. No, I'm not counting on this stock to rise. Yes, I am. For me to buy a Cybertruck. But we'll see. That's like a two-year plan. I bought it. I did the pre-order or whatever. I think back in like March or April or something. I was like, I gotta get a Cybertruck. How can I get a Cybertruck? Stocks. No, I'm just kidding. No, I've been invested in stocks for a very long time. But I was like, can I find one that moons or one that does really well? Because we saw GameStop, we saw AMC. Why can't we get a third one? Why can't we get a third horseman, right? And when I saw Clover Health, I was like, yes, that was it. And I would, hey, in my credit, I was right. It went up 4x in a span of 1 week, within 1 week. So far I've been right. The question is, will it do it again? I do hope so. But again, fundamentals, this stock is such a great stock. You can always sell your cyber ticket at a premium. I would agree with you, Carl. For the Cybertruck and stuff, the thing is, like, how it was like live stream. I think they live stream the announcement of the Cybertruck, and they're like, oh, here's a Cybertruck, and people are like, pre-order. Those people are gonna get it like, I think early next year or late next year or something like that. I'm gonna be like last. I'm gonna be last on that list. I couldn't sell my ticket for anything. We're talking about like 3 months of afterthought, right? From 3 months ago, not 3 months late. I was like 2 years late. So I'll probably get my truck last, but I do, my car is getting kind of old. It's like 11 years because I was like, I'd rather just invest my money in like stuff and it's not dead. So I'm just like, okay, my car is still alive. It still moves. It still gets me from point A to point B, and so anyways, let's go into the nearby keywords. The sentiment, 67%, pretty good. It's got nearby keywords, AMC, GME, buy, bought, dawn, the dawn, wish, out, up, RE. I don't know why they have RE. That's kind of like redo it, redone, like more good, bad word, squeeze and gang, Clover gang, right? In that sense. Imagine you're homeless and they just show up with the Cybertruck. Hey, you know what? If they show up with a Cybertruck and an ATV and they're like, hey, you wanna go ATVing with me for the day? I would go, but I don't know. It's quite fun. So let's see here. So that's kind of the sentiment. What I want to do next, let's check out Ortex. So this is something, I don't know, it could just be like the morning, because right now they have Clover Health at 16.45. Either they had a big adjustment, or it's just like the morning, because when I go to this area here, I'm like, okay, that was 12, but that was like 21 to 23 range. If you watch my other videos, you're like, okay, that was 21 to 23 range right there. And then we hit 25 to 28 last night. So I think this is just a morning thing. I'm pretty sure this is like live. And so we'll either see tonight, it'll either be back where it was like 28%, because it doesn't line up with this. This current price, this current amount lines up with this chart, which again, we're still above AMC when it like shot up, but still, I think that it goes up. I think this is like kind of a live comparison. Like in the morning, there's less. In the afternoon, or as soon as we close, there's more. So anyways, we have 16%, 16.45% short interest of the free float. Cost of our average, 3.88. Cost of our max, 5.48. Days to cover, 0.95 days. We're hitting almost 1 day there. I think before we seen like, let's check, 0.75, 7 days ago. So we're moving up on days to cover. And then utilization rate, 96.74, still pretty dang good for that. So great to see that as well. Let's see here. And dark pool data. So far, let me refresh this real quick. Boop. 99,000 for the day, 31%. Hey, it's always a lot. Oh, shoot, you guys can't see that. Moving to the right, move. Oh, we can see the price to the left. That's kind of fun. What's it right now? $8.08. Interesting. We're getting kind of we got a little bit of a green bar right there. A little green candle, hopefully we see a little bit of an increase. Why most of the volume? Because it's large amounts of shares, right? Large amounts of shares are traded in the dark pool. So basically what it is that if we saw the amount of volume that we see in like the dark pool on the regular exchange, you would see like 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. It would feel like, oh my God, there's like a sell wall or a buy wall or whatever, both directions even. All the time for this stock, and the price would go woo, like all over the place, because you'd be like, everyone would have their fill at 808, and then they'd be like, I still have 10,000 more to sell. It'd be like, 807, people are buying at 807, everyone bought at 807, wants to buy that price, right? They fill up 806, 805, right? So the price would again just go down, and you have 10,000 you want to share. Imagine that, right? Sell it. Imagine that, right? And so dark pool volume is going to be bigger, because at the end of the day, let's say you have 1 million shares that you want to trade, and someone's like, okay, we got 1 million shares here, we got 1 million shares here. And then on the opposite end, someone's like, hey, I want to buy 1 million shares, right? And this is done in the dark. No one can see each other. No one knows who they are, right? Maybe you got a pension fund, maybe you got a hedge fund or institution or something like that. And then let's say the stock price, is $8.08. And they're like, okay, if we put this on the public exchanges, it would probably be, I'd probably lose a lot. I'd probably be like, my average in the sense would probably be like $8 and $8 even, right? Because $8.08 right now. And so I would rather make a deal and say, okay, I know it's 808, but I'm going to do the trade for like 805, right? Someone's saying, oh, I want to buy shares, right? No one knows who each are. They match up, right? They do the trade in a block of, let's say, a 10,000 share block, right? And they still have a lot more. They still have like 1 million shares they want to swap, right? But by doing that on the dark pool, number one, does not affect the public exchanges. Public exchanges are great indicators of the price, though. But at the same time, you do have a 3-hour delay. I also heard that there is even a 24-hour delay if it's passing trading desk over the sea as well. Like, so if you're in a London desk and you're passing it over to like the New York desk, there's like a 24-hour like loophole essentially. And so, there is a lot of volume on the dark pool, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of shares that are traded. If we saw the volume of the dark pool in the market, in the public exchanges here, then we would see huge amounts of buys, huge amounts of sell. People can't or the institutions, public hedge funds, private hedge funds, stuff like that. Like, it would be pretty hard to say, I want to buy, 10,000, there's none available, because you would have to actually equally match up. So there's pros and cons of it. I really want to get into another video, but that's kind of like my short little like synopsis. Hopefully that made sense, because I am live. Keep in mind, I am live. I'm rolling on it. Okay. Anyways, so the dark pool data though for yesterday, we had 8 million shares, right? So 8,855,000. Again, that's a pretty good amount when you compare it to the NASDAQ 3 million, when you compare it to New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, which got 1.5. So a lot of volume. Always feels like a lot of volume traded on the dark pool because that's just the way it is. Now, definitely can cause, there's definitely a little bit of stuff that you can do with the dark pool. I know like I've heard about shorting and stuff like that with that as well. So keep in mind, you know. So I want to get into that in a different video though. So let's see here. Okay. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions, right? If you have any questions, let me know, right? Put them in the comments. Make sure I'm live still. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so I bought in my 49 shares, by the way, were executed at $8.12.5. So 8.125 for today. So that's not bad. That's my today buy. You know, obviously I've been in for a while. Let's see here. Maybe people have commented. All right. Please tell us why at open every day we see a dip of 2 to 3 cents. I mean, we see a dip much more than that, but feels like that every day, right? Let's take a look at the daily. Or actually, I guess it would be 5-minute chart here, and let's do a range of, I don't know, 5 days or so. Yeah, it does kind of feel that way, doesn't it? We see a slight increase, or we just see a dip, after a slight increase, right? $10. We got this little bit of a trend going right now. For the past 5 days at least. Let's go over back to the month. We're going to month. That was that fun. That was a big increase, right? We went from $8.18 to $10.13 for the. Hey, if we get there today, that'd be even better. Oh no, you're fine, Keith. You're fine. I was just playing. Like I know what you mean. And so let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I would say before 5 days ago, we saw different stuff. Sometimes it was just really, really flat. And sometimes we started out really low, like underneath like $8. And then it was like, I'm going to go up for the day. But as of recent, yeah, it has been, doing that. It has been doing that little bit of a dip, maybe after an increase a little bit. And that's something that I guess if you're a day trader, you can like play with it a little bit. I'm not a day trader. So I look at that, I'm like, that was a great opportunity today. But the thing is like, if you're expecting something like this to move wildly, right? If you expect something like this to like shoot up like a very high amount really quickly, I don't want to play games with that, right? Because I could be like, I made 20 cents or 20%. I made 10% for the day. And then I lost, 5%. I lost 10%. Maybe I lost 20%. Very hard to do with this, in my opinion. But the thing is that I would say, I can make, 10% by selling at $10, buying back at $8 range, or selling at $9, $8.50, buying back at $8 range the next day. But the thing is, that's not guaranteed, right? And that's something that I have to keep in mind, and that's something that day traders can risk their money on. But for me, I'm like, okay, if this were to shoot up to $11 or $12, right, that's a lot more. That's huge amounts more. That's like, let's say $12, right? That's 50% more than where we're at right now, right? And so we'll see. Hey, TSS, how's it going? Get a CLOV. Hey, I want to get a CLOV t-shirt, right? I think so. The thing about t-shirts, I think I can't have like t-shirts on my YouTube channel or whatever until like 10,000 subscribers. I can't have like that little bar thing that says, here's my t-shirts. But maybe, hopefully soon. I kind of want to say like September. I don't know. I'm going to say September, October is when I want to do that stuff by. I don't think I'll have 10,000 by then, but maybe I could just put a link in the description or something. I have actually like 4 or 5 t-shirt ideas already, so I'm really excited. But it's a surprise. So, every day I'm like, that's a great idea for a t-shirt. That's a saying that I say. Maybe I can put that on it. It kind of looks, okay. Take a look at this. Take a look at this stock though. 1 day. Looking at the 1 day chart here. Boop, 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 boop. Look at this. Seems like 801. We did not go under $8 today. So we did no super buy today. No super buy. You know, under $8 to me is a super buy. So no super buy today. But in terms of above $8, I bought it $8.12 today. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. We're at $8.10. Can we go up? Can I have a green day, please? Just one green day. Maybe make it like $8.20. Maybe make it $8.30. Any more, mine will be blown. I'm just really excited to see this thing move. Oh, by the way, yeah, Fintel, right? 84.37. A few days ago, again, we're still in those high rankings for the short squeeze score. Remember, in the past, we saw top one for this stock. And so, and they also had one of their leaders talk about it as well. So that was kind of fun. Hey, D. Hi, Sean. Today, I buy. Hey, yeah. Hey, you know what? I look at the Webull app and I'm like, okay, what's the average? Let me check. I think it's like right now like $17. Let's see here. That's why I like using it. Yeah, $17.60 right now. Right now the price is $8.10 ish. And so if you are up there and you're like, I want to reduce my price average. I think that we've seen enough days of $8 that to me that just makes sense, right? We haven't seen anywhere below $7 and I don't know 70 cents or something like that. I think $7.76 was our lowest that we've had recently. But still, I think that every day so far, $8 range especially is when I would definitely buy that dip. And yeah, buy more shares. It's always good to see as well. So that's great to hear. Are the FTDs a huge deal? What does it mean in the short term? Yeah, I know a little bit about failures to deliver. I'm not going to say I'm a pro on failures to deliver. I know that Ortex gives us a little bit of data on failure to deliver and kind of gives us that like amount. And you can see that there's a huge spike of it here. But the thing is, it's not cumulative, right? If you saw spike by spike really, really high and it was like consistent, then I know that we got something going on, right? Something that really could really affect the price range. I know if they don't deliver shares, I know it's like, I think 35 days is the longest from when they have to fulfill. Now, how does that affect the price? It's kind of like an advantage, kind of like a loophole in the sense for them to use because to articulate it would be pretty hard right now for me to do, but I've watched a ton of videos on that and I'm like, okay, basically it's something about the clearinghouse. Basically it's about saying like, oh, I IOU shares essentially to someone, but the person doesn't realize it on their end. It's all on the back end. And then they have 35 days to buy the shares and make up for it and send it to the broker through the clearinghouse on how to do it. So I know a little bit about it, but I do not, but in terms of the ramifications of this, right? Saying that, for failures to deliver, what does that mean for the stock? I don't know. I haven't done enough research in order to do comparisons on the stocks in order to see what are the ramifications of them not meeting failures to deliver and how would that affect the stock price? I don't have that analysis for you at this moment in time. So we'll see. Maybe I'll look that in. I'll look into it though. I think that'd be another thing. Let me add that to my list on my phone of things to talk about. I got to keep organizing here. Let's see. FTD trends, how that affects price. I think that's a good question, right? And let's say add in some comparisons. And then that's why I actually have an Ortex subscription. I bought the year. I was like, I'm just going to get the year, right? I looked at it and I was like, okay, I looked at it and I was like, okay, we got all this great information. The fact that I like about it is I can see the history of stuff personally. So that's kind of fun to see. We talked about this, talked about that. 400,000 shares available. That's pretty low. 2.44. That actually increased, right? We see a little bit of increase for the short borrow fee rate. Again, we saw like 1 to 2 to 3% before we shot up to 28. So pretty much anywhere below 3% gives that temptation for them to go in and be like, oh, let me short the stock. And the thing is, if there's enough people that have that and the stock trends the opposite way fast enough, you can basically catch them in a bind, and then it go woo even faster. And that's where you see those little bit of squeezes at. So maybe, and that's why this is on, the same page as well, right? So cool to see that. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I really appreciate it. Got 26 viewers right now. You're probably all subscribed. What am I talking about? So how would you know about my live stream anyways? But basically, yeah, everything's going pretty well. I didn't do a video last night because I was like, I'm too tired. But I did. I'm doing one today, right? I'm trying to make up for it. I'm saying, I'm going to do a live stream this morning, right? Because I was like, what's better? So I basically talk about anything. Is there anything else that you guys want me to talk about while we're looking at this? Right now, we are, let's see here. We got the super trend. Right now. We had a little bit of uptick, and then they're like, nope. And then we're a little bit down. So hopefully we can break through that. But we're right at the volume weighted average price right here. So we're very on the cusp of saying, is today going to be bullish? Is today not? Let's see. Not yet. There still is time. Yeah, absolutely. There still is time. There still is time to get in, right? $9, please. Yes. Let's get out of the $8 range as soon as possible, right? Let's see here. Talked about that. Analysts. The other thing I was always wondering, right? How often do price targets change, right? Because I know we saw those two articles from, let's see, investor. I think it was like investors or something like that, and then the other article was about alpha. Hold on, let me pull up that article on my phone real quick. Yeah, it was Seeking Alpha. So Seeking Alpha had that article about the stock, Clover Health, and they were like, we're going to go from neutral to outperform, right? Which is definitely great to see. But, I know that price targets, obviously, people are like, they're okay, right? At the end of the day, they matter, but it's not going to really change the day-to-day trend of the stock. But they definitely have big influence on it because it definitely maybe is an indicator to institutions to get in. And we've seen that. We've seen institutions get in. Let me pull that up. I haven't actually talked about that. Let's see here. Owners, institutions. Okay. My understanding is that this switched around a little bit. We got 198 total. That's a lot long. Look at, yeah, you can see that. Oh, let me zoom in. Hold on. Boop, 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 ba-doo. All right. 168 long. 7 short. 7. 168. Keep that in mind. And then 23 mixed. They have no idea. That's a lot of shares. I wish I had that much money. 1,859,800 or million. Woo. See, I'm way off on that. 1,859,820,000 US dollars institutions have on this stock. I feel like that's a great amount of that. We got ownership 96.8. That's a lot. Again, and this is one of those other things that I noticed early on. I think in some places they're like, oh yeah, 105% even, right? And so that's a lot for the ownership. Absolutely. Put call ratio, a little bit of a mix right there, June 21st. But I think, looking at this, we see more greens than red, But I mean, what really matters is I think this would be in the middle, saying I don't know, I'm short, long short, right? This would be I want to buy, let's see here, something like that. I actually don't know what the white means from that standpoint. Let's see. Green indicate new position. Okay. Green indicate new position. Red indicates low position. Who knows about the other one? Who knows? Okay. So red, they closed that. That's not a lot. I got more zeros than that. All right. Oh, that's just percentages. Okay. Shares. 10,000. That's not a lot. 200, 559, 1.1 million. Parallax. Interesting. Atom investors. Credit Suisse. Hey. Okay. Okay. There's a name I recognize. Let's see here. Artesia Capital. I feel like I've recognized that before. Who are the big guys? Who are the big guys in this? Let's see. Let me do insiders. Nothing's been happening. Conversion, exercise. Some people are doing exercise and stuff. That was a week ago or so. Oh, yeah, we looked at that. Oh, yeah, okay. Anyways, let's go back to the chart. I bought 43 calls. Hey, January 21st, 2022. 10 contracts. Okay. Who knows CLOV will moon? If you're like, hey, I'm tapped out for shares, Sean, and you're like, hey, I want to buy it, yeah, sure, right? But keep in mind, something to keep in mind though is like, think about who's selling you those calls, right? Something to keep in mind. Who's selling you though? If you do them too short term, like maybe January 21st, 2022 is enough time, right, for us to see this. It very well could be, right? $43. Can it go up that high? Last time we saw 28. Can it go all the way up to 43? Maybe, right? I think that'd be very cool. When we look at AMC, took about like 6 months, 5 months, 4 months, 4 to 5 months, for it to go from the January high of like $17 or $18. I know because I was there. I bought in at like $8. Sold, unfortunately, at $6. That was a tough ride there. Needed the money at that moment in time. And I was like, I don't know about this stock. But then they got out of debt, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense now, right? But I didn't buy back in. Struggle's real. But it took a couple of months for them to get to, went from like $17 end of January, down to, what was it? Down to like $6 and something. And then all the way back up to, $72 freaking dollars, right? When you see, that's like 10x, right? If you think about it, if you bought at 6, sold at 72, that's 10x, right? Or even 11x, right? And so you look at that and you're like, how long would that take for this stock as well, right? 4 months. So we saw, if you're saying, oh, maybe it's like a run up, initial run up, and then another run up, right? Then it's like, okay. We saw that back at the beginning of June, July, August, September, right? Maybe October, right? I think right around September, October is when I would probably adjust my entire channel and do more like diversify my content. Like if I don't see anything by like early November, essentially, I'd be like, we're going to go on a bi-weekly or something like that basis for talking about this beautiful stock that we have here. It's going to move in almost to a long game mentality on it. If I don't see anything, I would say by November or even December, probably November. I would say late November at the very least, but I still would talk about it, right? Because I mean, out of all the stocks that I have a couple, right? I have by huge amount far, the most money in Clover Health. And so I'm not gonna, again, the channel's called Sean's Stocks. I'm gonna talk about the stocks that I have. Maybe not all of them, because some of them I can't talk about, right? But some of them I definitely can. Most of them I definitely can. And so let's see. So yeah, again, Clover Health, huge position that I have in, and by far the most money in my life that I've ever invested into a stock, 100%. And so let's see here. So right now we're doing okay. We're at $8.10, kind of going. Maybe making it's not a double bottom because you got one there, you got a little bit up. So kind of, maybe. We'll have to see. There's also now, I'm trying to do technical analysis on the fly. Please forgive me. Yeah, see, this is why I do not do technical analysis. Number one, because I don't have full faith in it. I just think that people are like, it's just whatever people feel like for the day, So Let's see here. So we're not doing too bad, though. 808, something like that. And so I want to see if there's any news about Clover Health today. Let's see. Clover Health. Clover Health news. Boop. Oh, okay. We get to Ortex. Let's go to Google. Bing. News. Wall Street Bets is talking about today. Ooh. Oh, here we go. Motley Fool. Yes, the most trusted article and company on the planet of when to buy. Definitely nothing involved here with this stuff, right? Sometimes I read them, but let's read it. Why not? Okay. Vol performs in June. A short squeeze prompted by Reddit's Wall Street has pumped the stock to $28.85, a share from about $7. But really quickly, rally lost momentum. Yes, we know about that. And stock fell back near pre-squeeze levels. Yeah, but it didn't go under or near $7, low $7 range in a very long time. Hopefully it doesn't. Speculative saga. Yeah, we do have a lack of profitability. That is true, right? Right now, there's not a lot of profitability, but we do have, but you got to remember, growth stock companies, are they profitable at the beginning, or are they just expanding like crazy and trying not to, if you have $600 million, like, all right, we're going to go bankrupt anytime soon? Nah, we're not going to go bankrupt anytime soon based off that. Even if, let's say, there's a DOJ investigation, let's say Hindenburg's report, Hindenburg report is right. There's a DOJ investigation, we're going to be fine, okay, 20 million, 50 million, something like that, right? We have 600 million in the bank though, right? So it's not going to hurt us too much or anything like that. Let's see here. The impossible seesaw. It's pretty clear why it's difficult, if not impossible, for them. It is difficult, I would say, a little bit right now if you're looking at a very short term. We got Humana, Cigna, both of. Let me check out this real quick. Hold on, because we have a different business model than them a little bit, right? Yes. So this is something that I want to show real quick. Let's look at, again, the 5-year. Let's look at Cigna. Ooh, a little bit longer. Little bit longer than 5 years. This 5 years? Yeah. Okay. So in 5 years, we see Cigna 120 to 272. Let's look at Humana. Oh, passed it. There it is. And again, this is kind of what I was showing you in my previous videos. In 5, maybe 6 years or so, they went from 170 to 475. They did beat the S&P 500 as well. What's my opinion on CJJD? I literally have no idea. Let's see. I'll give you like a couple seconds to look into it. Oh no, I wouldn't play with that. I'm sorry. So that's my 2 cents. Yeah, under $1, can't do that, right? There's a lot of. You're also talking about like stocks that are in China, and there's been a lot of big swings on those stocks that are originating in China and stuff like that. So I don't really play around with stocks like that, but I'll take a quick look at it and see. GME, hey, you know what? Sure, if you want to put me in that group, GME, Roy, Kenny, AMC, Trey, CLOV, Sean, when CLOV Moon. Hopefully soon. Every single day. I appreciate that. That's funny. Awesome. Hey, you know what though? I'll be happy to be in that group. That's awesome. That's a fun group to be in. I do know that he stopped talking on Twitter. Roaring Kitty. He was like, yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna stop talking on Twitter and stuff like that. He went dark. I'll give it 2 seconds here. But anyways, Humana. Big increases. Again, I hope the same for CLOV. But let's look at GME real quick. GameStop. How are they doing? Okay. 158. Oh, my gosh. Oh, okay. You know what bothers me? Hold on. Let me show you this real quick. You know what? Not 5 minutes. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to 6 months out. Okay. So imagine being, I'm just going to talk about food this entire time. Imagine being at Texas Roadhouse, right? You see this big increase of GME, and you're like, wow, it reached, what was that, $514? Okay, wow, $514, right? And you're like, should I put money in? And at the time, the price was $40. Okay, here I am little me, right here, right around $40 range, right here on February freaking 19th, okay? Around $40 for the day, okay? And it's like, it was 41, opening 81.81, right? And so I'm like, here I am at Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, should I get in on this? What are the chances that this could do again? You live and learn, people. You live and learn. If it has enough, look at this. If it has enough days of consolidation, right? And it has not moved around, ladies and gentlemen, then, you never know. You never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. If I bought at 40, this is why you can't, I'm looking at the past, aren't I? 8x gains? Yes, absolutely. Yes, please. I would love that. Anyways, that's my fun little Texas Roadhouse story that I'm in. But of course, you look at Humana, you look at Sigma, and you look at it, Cigna, Humana, and both have 85% premiums to generate positive cash flow. So they say outlook is not good. So my other thing that I do is that I besides doing the reversal. So if Wall Street Bets is like, do this stock, and I look at it, I'm like, I'm on the fence. I'm gonna do the opposite, right? And the other thing I look at the Motley Fool and be like, what are they suggesting? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna do the opposite. So usually no, but really though, and just kidding, of course, But like you look at it, you can make your own decisions on that. But in reality, some news articles, I'm like, are they really good? Are they really good? And this is something, of course, that we saw the other day. Clover's shorts will likely burn. I like that title. Whoever thought of that is pretty dang smart. Just bought 15. Hey, co-creator, how's it going? Hey, you can take life is a little bit of risk, I've lost money. Actually, I somehow lost money on AMC. I bought it at 8, sold it like $6 and something. That was like $1.6 thousand that I lost. Not a lot, but like still like enough that you're like, nice, But of course, when I didn't sell anything on the way up when we went to, a little bit of regret, but it's okay. It's okay, Sean. When we went up to $28.85, because when you're at a high at like $28.85, you're like, okay, will it go up? Will it go down? Talked to my dad after. I learned a lot. Learned a lot after that one. I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I took a little bit of profit, like 10% or 20% or something like that, And I think that's just a good life lesson, Sometimes you just gotta great life lessons in there, to see as always, right? But yeah, hey, you know what? If that's the stock that you're interested in and that's the stock that you like, you've done your due diligence, you like the company, you like the fundamentals, you think, if you're just going off of it and being like, oh, what's the sentiment? Just off of that alone. For me, that's like Bitcoin and like cryptocurrency. I have no idea. I do not understand it personally, because I'm like, where's the company? Where's the profits? Where's the revenue, right? Where's the board? Where's the owners? Where's the leaders, right? We're talking about just blockchain. We're talking about, Elon Musk sending a tweet out into the world and people being like, yes, that tweet was so powerful. Dogecoin is going to go up. But, shout out to the Dogecoin community though. I bought like 200 shares or not, excuse me. Yeah. I think I bought like 200 shares at one point. I made a couple of bucks. Because I did sell at 72. That was like my like right before SNL, I was like, I'm going out. Like, because everyone's like, oh yes, it's gonna skyrocket. And my terms are like, if everyone thinks one thing, let me do the exact opposite, right? If you talk to your friends and they're like, if you talk to your friends about about a stock and they don't understand it or they're like too hyped about it, in the sense that it's like, right? Because at the end of the day, like I mentioned earlier, I talked about like Warren Buffett, right? And he was saying like at a party, you take advice from friends, you probably won't do really well if you have like that punch card ideology, right? We have 20 punches in life. Make sure to find the big winners for, the stocks that you're invested in, right? And so I think that's just a great mindset. I mean, that's the mindset that he has for his entire company. And to me, that makes sense, right? You'd rather win big. I'd rather win big over time than to try to win big in the short term, right? In the sense of like, oh, I'm trying to build up hype, trying to get into something in hype and sense. This case, great long-term opportunity, great potential for a short squeeze, great growth, so much for Clover Health, right? But when you look at cryptocurrency and stuff like that, I'm just not one that would put thousands and thousands of dollars into. Maybe, I view it as the same thing as, like, people might dislike me for this, but like I view it as the same thing as going out to, it's a little bit better than gambling, I would say, because gambling, there's a little bit less chance. Sure, you could theoretically like count cards. Sure, you could find patterns and use logic in order to figure out, different things with gambling and such. But like at the end, and there's, you could win 1 out of 64 or 1 out of 50 or whatever chances for gambling and stuff. But just for stocks, it's like, or for not for stocks, for crypto, I'm like, I just don't know where to go off of. It would have to be like looking at it, be like riding the pumps and avoiding the dumps, essentially. And it's like, I don't know how to get that going. So, but yeah, hey, no problem. Happy to, that's my opinion. Sorry if, but I hope the best, right? I'm not saying like, oh, I hope the worst for you. No, I do hope the best for you. I do hope that your investment does work out. And it might work out in wonders, right? It might not, right? So hope for that, right? So hopefully we'll see great stuff for that. Let's go back. Let's see here. Too much pessimism, short interest, yada, 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 yada. Okay. The obvious choice, Clover's business model. Okay. So Medicare Advantage is a government program allowing insurers to provide. Yeah, we know that. Okay. Expanding market revenue trend. I don't know. That's a lot. It's like a wave of font and text. I just don't want to mess with that right now. Let's see here. All stocks. Clover. Yes, $8.12. Not much movement in the morning here in terms of the price. Ooh, all over the place. Yeah, let's do 1 day. Moving to the right. Okay. Yeah. We almost broke through that super trend. Still right along that line for the VWAP, volume weighted average price. Hey, Gunslinger, how's it going? So yeah, let's see here. I think, let's see, the volume is that's pretty good. So far, 3.54 million. I mean, right now at 1 hour in, I've been, I think, live streaming for about an hour or so. So that's not too bad. It's kind of funny how time flies when you live stream. Like when I do these like short videos and such, I'm like, okay. To do like a 10-minute video, it takes like 2 to 3 hours because I'm just a big, like, sometimes I procrastinate. Sometimes I'm like, let me make a video. 2 hours later, I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But, in terms of live streams, when I just wake up, I'm like, oh, I woke up at, 8:30 today, 8:30 a.m. I went to bed at, 2:30 or 3 or something like that, right? Like, oh, I got so much energy. I drink 0 coffee. I have no idea why I have this much energy in the morning, but I just do. But I can't predict it. Some days I wake up at 10. Some days I wake up at 8:30. Sometimes I wake up at 8. Some days I wake up at like 9. I don't know. So I don't really want to schedule anything yet for like in terms of like live streams. I'm like, oh yeah, because what if I miss it? That's the, like, what if I say, oh yeah, I'm gonna live stream tomorrow at 9:30, and what if I miss it? I don't want to let you guys down. So I'd rather surprise you and be like, surprise! Here's another live stream that y'all can look at. Maybe I'll schedule it 30 minutes, an hour ahead of time. Just play that game so that maybe I can get myself into a rhythm. But I think that stuff might change in my life where I can potentially do videos a lot earlier in the after hours. Hopefully, we'll see, right? But still, not bad. $8.08 where it is currently. So not too bad there. Let me know if you have any comments or anything like that. You're good, bro. Love your videos. Keep them coming. Ignore the haters. I'm proud of yourself. Yeah. I appreciate it, co-creator. I really do. Yeah. It's been such a great time so far. Someone buy Sean an alarm clock. Don't I need one? I don't know. My schedule's all over the place, right? Maybe I need to get an alarm clock and stuff. I think someone asked me. Let's see here. What did someone ask me earlier? Thanks, Sean, for the detailed information. Oh, I'm wearing my Tokyo Olympic shirt today. I know that was such a great time. I didn't go, by the way. I just got the shirt. I was like, I'm going to support him. Dude, sell alarm. Hey, that is true. That is true. That is true. But I got to have my beauty sleep. I got to have at least 5 hours of sleep. I prefer 8. So it's kind of like a little bit of a decision maker for me, because let's say I'm available starting at like 10 o'clock, right? I'm available at 10 o'clock p.m. and I'm like, okay, I got a couple hours to make a video, but then I got to do other things like errands and stuff like that. And that pushes me to like 2 a.m. And I'm like, oh, it's 2 a.m. Let me make a video. And then, you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, geez, it's like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. or something, right? But I can seems like I can squeeze in a live stream in here a little bit. So maybe I'll try to do that a little bit more. Again, second one, so still trying to get used to it, but I'm having a good time so far. Again, look at this, 0. Not a lot for large scale orders. I heard though, so one thing that I'm looking into that I have to ask Webull about it. So is the large scale orders only applied to Webull? Are these saying like, hey, for large scale orders, is it only applying to Webull? I think so, right? So that's something I got to keep in mind when I take a look at this. But there's still some big players, I believe. Let's see here. But I'll look into it. I got to email them or something. Let's see here. Okay, great. Boop. All right. Let's look at the subreddit. Sometimes I just like to chill. Look at the subreddit. So you're saying there's a chance? Hey, yeah. Isn't that fun? Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh, yeah. I do have Sean Stocks on Reddit. That's kind of fun. And that's where I post, by the way. So if you guys want to see like my posts and stuff and follow me there, that's also another place as well. I appreciate that because it builds it up. Gets new people. We got look at this, 41.9 thousand. How many subscribers do I have? I really do not know at this moment. I think 2,300 something. Let's see. I know I have 2,333, right? Something like that. So not too bad. But out of 41,000, that's a very, very small number. So if y'all can follow me on Reddit, that would be super appreciative. Because the more that trends, right? I have like 50 followers on Reddit right now. That's not bad, right? I definitely have more than 0 karma. I think that's a mistake. Let's see here. Profile. Yes, I have 3,254 karma. But as you can see, I have posts, and here's me like doing random posts as well. If you wanna, I put in the subscribe. But I really appreciate if y'all can follow me on Reddit. Of course, I have a Twitter. It's in the description as well. Maybe I should put, I should really put my Reddit username, because the more followers, the more that, number one, you get notified on this, the more you can upvote it if you wanted to, right? The more people see it because of that, and the more people subscribe, and we can get, the people that are like, just like lurking on our subreddit to be like, hey, I want to get more active in this. I want to hear about this on the daily. I want to hear about this more times a week as well. Do I believe that short sellers are going to be able to get out of their short position without letting the stock squeeze? Probably not. I would be appreciate it, Dan, by the way. Follow. Thanks, Sean. Co-creator. So do I believe that? Maybe. Right? I feel like no. You know what I mean? But because I still believe in the short squeeze potential, and we got the short squeeze score looking at, like, where is it right now? I think it was at 84%. So I'm not really worried about it in terms of that. 84.37, 150 out of 9,092. So Vintel is saying no, essentially. Do I believe so? Probably not. I think that people are a little bit too bold about it, right? Paul, hey Sean, when are we taking off? Really tired. Paul, I appreciate the super chat, man. I really do. You're my first super chat. I appreciate it. Absolutely. So let's see. Hey Sean, when are we taking off? I think I would say, again, I would do that comparison, right? I would do that comparison against like AMC and stuff, and I would again say like kind of that same thought process of, okay, What about like November? I would say by November, October, September, October, because that would be like 4 months from it moving off the first one. But part of it is kind of like that options chain though, right? When you look at the options, we're getting like this week is like huge, right? You look at this week and you're like, okay, that's huge gamma squeeze potential. But the question is like, when is this going to change, right? If this changes, if we start seeing everyone doing like September 10th or September 17th, I think this at the time, this was like the farthest one away or something, like not the farthest one away, but they were doing it like on a couple of weeks basis or something like that. And so the next one that they have here is December 17th. That has a lot. But it depends. After this week, we get, oh shoot, you can't see it. Let me move this over. Okay. So you can see here's where we're at. That's a lot. Not much in the middle. Look at this. We're at December, right? So you look at it and you're like, okay, you know, could we have something before that? Absolutely. But I think that's definitely part of it, right? So Paul, I hope by October, if you're saying, hey, I want to do a comparison against AMC and say, oh, it's like a 4-month period, right? But if you're saying that, like, but the thing is, nothing is guaranteed in life. The options do come in play. If you're thinking about a gamma squeeze followed that goes before a short squeeze potentially, or a short squeeze could just happen. I would say though that, in my opinion, a squeeze would be anything above 10x based on AMC, GME, both 10x this year. I hope that this stock 10x's. If it goes, you know, from $8 to $80, that meets expectations, right? In my opinion. Anything past that, I'm like, thank God, you know? It goes to that realm of being like, wow, what a lucky day to be alive, you know? Anything below, you know, that's kind of why, you know, after the first run up, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, you know, maybe on the way up, you should pull a little bit of profit, just a little bit if you want, right? It's up to your thought process, right? And risk and reward ideology, right? So it's definitely stuff to think about. I think we may see something by October. Hopefully that would be like my best guess. October, November, maybe as early as September, maybe this week. And that's it really just depends on that. But I appreciate you asking, Paul. Good morning, Sean Stock's been following you for a while. First time. Hey, I appreciate it, Michael. Yeah, caught me live. Isn't that fun? And so is it like, yeah, you know, it's kind of interesting when you look at it. You know, you're like, all right, joined April 27th, and then you look at, you know, my oldest video, right? All my videos, and you look at the oldest one. Let's see here, view all. 2 months ago. Wow. That's and it really is that way. I talked about CLOV, MNMD, how to turn on dark mode. That was a short. I tried the short for a bit, right? Space. Hey, you know, okay, I made like $400 through Space. That was pretty good. That was a pretty good time there. I was like, dang, that was kind of lucky. So, and I'm still like looking into this one even more. But then I have, of course, workhorse videos. But then I started CLOV, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this, aren't I? And then I switched my thumbnails around. That was kind of fun. And of course, we're live right now. So it's definitely been a journey. It's definitely been a fun journey. Oh, by the way, guys, is my audio in sync? I really do not know if my audio is in sync, and I want to know from your perspective, is it? I really would appreciate it if you let me know. I'll talk directly to the camera. If my audio is in sync, please let me know, because I thought I had it in sync in my last live stream, but then when I watch it back, I'm like, there's like a delay by a few seconds. So I had a 14 millisecond delay. Now I have a 9 millisecond as well. So, okay. Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it. Yeah. But if it's a little bit off, okay. Yeah, so we'll see. If you guys say it looks good right now, I want to see what it looks good in the post, in the sense. Whenever this thing posts for good or whatever, let's see where this thing looks. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. Again, we're kind of maybe a flat day today in a way. Right now we opened at 821, 807, 808. We'll have to see what happens so far. Love your positivity. Yeah, hey. That's awesome. Thanks for saying that. Cool. Let's see here. Trying to think what else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, we're at Reddit. I keep on forgetting. I'm like, where am I? I was like, oh yeah, that's where I'm at. Reddit. Okay, so I was talking about, of course, my profile there and stuff like that. Please follow me. I'll have you can just look up. You'll see one of my posts if you just look me on. Just Google Sean Stocks. Look for one of my video titles, and you'll probably see it in Reddit, and that would be an eeasy way to follow me. Also, I post all the time. Also in the Discord, I talk about that. I really am in the Discord. Sometimes at like 2 to 3 a.m. Eastern. So 7,000. That's a lot. That is. I'll give you a little bit of a hint. That is more shares than what I have. 7,000 is more shares than I have, but not by a huge amount. Let's say that. And so 7,000 shares at $8.20 just joined. How likely are we to break $9 by Friday? I would hope so, right? I mean, you look at it again, maximum pain's $9, right? And if you look at last week, we ended the week off right underneath it. Just the amount of calls on this is insane. I would say that like I would give it a 50-50 shot. I would maybe even more. I would say like 60-40. I'm going to get burned for saying this because it's not going to turn out how it is always. But that's awesome. 7,000 freaking shares. That is so cool. I hope to get there. Hey, I hope to get there very soon as well. Hopefully by the end of the year, hopefully by maybe early next year in terms of that amount of shares. I really just got to make sure I got to work my job and got to make money. And then hopefully I'll get there. But that's awesome. 7,000 shares. That's awesome to see. All covering CLOV, complement each other. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see. We really need upgrade or agreement announcement or something today. Yeah. What news? What news has been out about Clover Health for the day, right? It feels like oftentimes in the past couple of weeks, it always feels like there is always some good amount of news and stuff. So yes, Carlos. Yes. Yeah, I feel that, man. I really do feel that. I'm right there with you, sincerely. I really do feel that. As I said it earlier in the video, I do have the most money invested in this stock than any stock I've ever had, ever. And so I can't be all in. It's literally impossible for me to all in and not allowed by my financial stuff institution. I can't really talk about that stuff too much. But yes, I do heavily feel that. I'm definitely more than I would want sometimes. But I'm like, all right, I'm young. I'm young, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, what are the risks? What are the upside? I feel like there's definitely more upside. I have a low. I'm kind of like right around you, $8.20. I think my average is like $8.23. I have many different apps, that I use. I don't really want to announce all of them, but of course about Webull, right? I have to stop there because I don't want everyone to know all my financial institutions that I have money in, or financial companies, whatever, right? But definitely when you look at all of the apps in areas that I have money in, $8.20, $8.30 is kind of my average. Absolutely. So I'm right there with you. Absolutely. 45. Wow. I loaded up with 45,000 shares. I'm looking to buy another 30,000 shares. I like your videos. Love your energy. I'm seeing massive shorting, guys. So yes. Yeah. And I'm preparing for that, by the way. I think that's something that if you can imagine, if we start dipping, then you definitely want to have. I'm gonna definitely have about $2,000 on the ready to try to buy that, right? So if it goes to like $6 or 92 or $6.51 was the lowest. I hope it doesn't go any lower than that. I don't think it will because we've been such consolidating around the $8 range. But let's say it does go to like $7.50, right? I want to have about $2,000 on the ready in order to buy a dip like that because that would be pretty good to see. Also, just to just have extra money in my account, of course, in case we do see dips under $8. Great. So definitely good to see that. Comments, yeah. Down every dip. Yes, absolutely. Let's see here. But great job. Great amount of shares, Jem. Happy to see that. Oh, we got the haters. That one dislike. Hey, if you look at my other videos, by the way, if you're disliking my videos, if you look at my other videos, I think I had about one dislike on my videos so far as the average. So, but it's okay. You gotta have people that stumble upon the live stream and they're like, not my thing. And that's fine, but I really appreciate the interactivity anyways. Let's see here. Yeah, more likes the other way. I appreciate it, guys, as always, right? Let's see here. Okay. Where are we at? $8.10. Yeah, so, some people, anytime like people like dislike stuff, I always look at it from the perspective of, unless they comment, and I'm like, all right, bye-bye, right? But like, I look at it from the perspective of they just accidentally stumbled upon my video and they're like, I don't want this content. Dislike. I've done that on certain videos as well, so I don't take it personally. And that's kind of the perspective that I tell like my friends and family that are like, hey, like, Sean, you started a YouTube channel. Yeah, dislikes me and they're watching. Yeah, exactly, in a way. Yeah, it's exactly. But like I tell my like friends and family like that are interested starting and be like, hey, unless they have a bad comment, then you can just like say, I don't want you to comment on my channel anymore, like extreme negative, right? And YouTube also hides that from us. This is just some inside information essentially. But if you started a YouTube channel, you would know in the sense of what I'm talking about. But like, we can of course hide comments, right? I do not hide comments unless they're really, really nasty, right? Essentially, YouTube usually automates that anyways, or if they're spam, then I do. I usually leave the critical criticism up, right? I almost always do. Because at the end of the day, when I see stuff like that, the critical comments, I'm like, yeah, I usually have responded to almost every single comment outside of my live stream. I'm not perfect, right, on live streams, but you kind of like got to look at it from that perspective of like, someone asked me on Reddit, they're like, hey, Sean, I love the fact that that you had timestamps and stuff like that in your videos, and I was like, or chapters, right? And I was like, hey, that's great to see. You're the first person that ever said that. I'm going to always do chapters on my videos going forward, right? I also do that on this so that people can zoom through the live stream and talk about like my ape wisdom and stuff like that on this one even. So yeah, let's see here. So anyways, but yeah, at the end of the day, interactivity is always good. Critical criticism is always good. Suggestions is even better. We all, you become popular enough online, you'll always have haters. So I'm not worried about it. Let's see here. Is it possible for CLOV to stay in the $8 to $9 range for like another 2 years? Nah. I mean, like the analysts say no, right? I mean, off the bat, I don't think so. Like you would have to say like $8 to $9 for another 2 years. No. Like we were like 2 weeks ago, we were in 10 for like a day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's going to happen, Danny. I think that the stock has too much potential. The company has too much potential, especially with you have potential catalysts such as Medicare expansion. I think they have a bill coming up very shortly as well. So that's something to see. There's one from Seeking Alpha Neutral. Yes, absolutely. But there was no, I don't think, I changed it from neutral to outperform, but there was no like dollar amount attached. Essentially. And they won't, yes, Amy, you have great insight there. They won't upgrade until they finish buying. Amy, yes. I mean, think about it. Like, let's say you had the power to do it, right? And you're like, you're trying to move around. You're very thick. You're very thick into positions, right? And you're like, okay, this stock has great potential. I want to buy more. But I'm going to upgrade the price to $20. I'm going to upgrade the price to $15. Would you do that after or before you buy more? So, yeah, I definitely highly agree with you, Amy. Or Ami. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, Ami or Amy. That they wouldn't upgrade until they finish buying. Love your updates in short percent. I don't have access. Yeah. Hey, happy to help you out, Jem. Win Lambo. I hope by, again, I mentioned this earlier, but I hope by September, October, we're very close to September already. Why can't the stock hold the stomach? At what price range were you talking about for that one? Thick positions. Love it. Any chance if big insurers are behind those hedge funds? That's a great question. That's something else for me. See, you'll give me great ideas to talk about. Insurers, I don't think I could figure that out though. Behind the hedge funds? Question mark. I mean, like, I feel like you would have to be really in deep. I mean, maybe that's just maybe just a discussion question, right? But I don't think I could find a true answer for that one. That sounds illegal to buy then upgrade. Welcome to America. I don't think it's illegal per se, right? I feel like maybe they have different divisions in the company or something, or maybe they have to do. I think the article that we saw from what was it? This one right here. And I would say that the very, very bottom of this article is maybe an indication of it. Disclosure: we have no stock, opinion, or similar option or similar derivative positions in any of the companies mentioned, have no plans to initiate any such position in the next 72 hours. That key right there is 72 hours. Now, 73 hours from that, well, they could do that. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something to see. But then again, wouldn't they want to make that public, right? If they're that bullish. I don't know the rules on it or if there are any rules on it. Thanks so much, co-creator. Stay classy. Patience people in these days will just go nuts. Buying homes. On the 1 year chart, the stock has gone up after 3 months. October, just yes, very true. I think that there's a lot of hype, right? Because you got the enrollment period and stuff like that for Medicare, and then you have the start date of it as well, right? And so it makes sense that if you're saying, when's the best time for a stock to move up, I would again agree with that. October, November, December. So I could definitely see that. That is actually some pretty. Let me take that. That's actually some pretty good insight on that. Absolutely. Narwhal. Oh no, my screen went blank. There it goes. It went up. Market crash. Hey, yeah, maybe. Dark Crawler Z. I have a lot of my money in this stock, and I moved. I'll say that I moved a lot of money out of the S&P 500, right? Because again, if you look at these types of companies, they have outperformed the S&P 500 consistently for the past many years. And so if we do have a market crash, I don't know if we do, right? But I still have money in the S&P. Like I have to, right? I have to keep some money in certain places, required to. But just as like holdings, like, oh, you gotta have like minimum X amount of percentage in something, right? Just as advice that I've received. And so, but at the same time, if we do have a temporary crash, and I always say temporary because you look at the past 20 years, and every time you've seen a crash, the question is how long does it take for it to recover? And so, yeah, is it faster than IT? Yes, right? Google, all those different companies, it has been, yes. In the past 10 years, we saw that when we looked. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. We looked at that investor chart for Clover Health. Let's see here. Scroll down. Investors, news and events, presentations, deep dive. Okay. You know that I've done this enough. Let's see it. Wrong way. I think it was at the beginning. It may have been the other one though. They had a pretty fun chart, and it's easier to see it here than the other place, so I wanted to bring it up here. I think it was on the other one. Investor presentation. Yeah, there we go. Boom. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh. Well, let me slightly make this. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. So yes, Dark Crawler Z. Healthcare in general is rising even faster than IT. There you go. Right? So, yeah. So Google, Facebook, Humana, Centene, United Health, much faster than S&P over the last decade. So that is why it was fine moving my money into it as well, right? So that's something that I considered. So yeah, we could see something in October. I don't know 100%, right? I hope not, because a lot of people unfortunately lose their jobs when we do have a market crash. So I really do not hope. That would be the worst thing to happen this year. Or maybe not the worst thing, right? Because we got other stuff, pandemic and stuff, you know. But I think that in terms of that would be pretty bad to see. So hopefully that does not happen. But if it does, I just say personally, I'd stick with it because I've always seen it recover, and that'd be very surprising if it doesn't really fast. AMC versus CLOV. Which one? I mean, okay. So this is where I have a little bit of opinion. In my opinion, a stock 10xing, right? So for example, GME going to, 200 from 20, for example, would be enough for me to see that as like in the sense of moon, right? So any stock 10xing would be a moon for me. So AMC, when it was at $8 and went to 72 or $6, if you want to say, to me that was a pretty big moon. The question is, can it go to Pluto? That's maybe a bigger question. And I have no idea. I hope so. I think that'd be really cool for AMC. Is CLOV buying their warrants? What? Yeah, I thought that because I know they had a couple of options for warrants and stuff. And I think that $11, I think it was $11 or something like that, was the price that they could kind of like exercise, and no one's going to do that. And so people are just going to take, I think like it was like a range from 0.256. I'm just shooting off the hip here to 0.41. I don't know the exact numbers right now, but that's a great question on the warrants. Market is, let me put that in my notes so that I know to talk about that. Warrant update. I do have a warrant video, by the way. Let me see if I can find that, and I'll put that in the chat for you guys real quick, because I think I actually did cover it pretty well in that, but I haven't done an update on warrants. Oh, let me just search in my little channel here. Warrants. Warrant. Boom. Yay. Pause. Okay. Lovely. Okay. Bing. Bong. All right. Warrants. Okay. So check that out for the warrant video. And maybe that'll give you a little bit of insight into it. I would have to research to see where it currently stands right now, because we had I think a couple day period where they were trying to find the average. I don't think that didn't go over like $10 and like 13 cents that entire time, or 31 cents, whatever it was. So keep that in mind when you watch that. Market's long derivative correction. Yep. We got to get to work. Oh yeah. Let's see a seedless green. If current inflation is not going down, PRES, PRES. I would say that hyper growth companies, CLOV is one of them. And so that is my stance on it, and that's why I have money invested in it. So yeah, so maybe it's fine. Audio seems out of sync. Yeah. So okay, so the audio is going out of sync. Interesting. 2 seconds. That's a lot. Hang on 1 second, people. Delay microphone by this many frames. How is this? How's my audio now? Is it worse or better? I might have to end it. I don't know if it's worse or better. Clover reminds me of Snap. Okay, perfect. Banks did get by SEC by an upgraded 1990s. Government made the investment. It's worth. Okay, what about now? I moved it to the very. Well, let's see here. How about now? Yeah, Kung Fu flick. Oh jeez. For me, audio was normal and in sync, but now it's worse. Yeah, I'll just move it back. Okay, let me move it back. It very well could be how it is. I'll just move it back to where it was. Move it the opposite way. I probably have a delay in that as well. A bit better. Interesting. So maybe, okay, 0.5. How's this? It's kind of interesting that it did go off sync, but hopefully this is a little bit better. Now it's normal. Is it fine now? I'm going to wait, I think there's a delay in this, so I want to make sure. Hey, everyone. No, remove the 5 seconds. Go to 0. I moved it to 0 as of right now. This is at 0. It may take a few seconds for it to adjust. It's kind of weird that it's off sync though. I use the same thing that everyone else does. We have we talk amongst each other, the other YouTubers and stuff. Always a great time. You know, of course, we got the big stuff on Sunday, and I do hope to be there. Let's see here. Maybe I do want to like join someone else for a live stream in the morning. I think that'd be kind of fun too. So, anyways, I'll have to try 0.75. Okay. So I have a mic, so I'm using Ecamm. So I use yeah, I have no idea. I can't, I see what you're saying. No, I can't. I can only go down to 1 or 0. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out over time, y'all. Hopefully. Interesting. Oh, okay. It was only short term. Yeah, so I had it at 9. Let me move it back to 9. Hopefully it's all right, guys. Let me know. Let me know in the chat. I'm going to move back to 9. But, yeah. So, all right. So I've been live streaming for about an hour and a half. Let's check out the price real quick one more time. And boom, we're going up. All right. So that is always great to see. Always great to see for this stock. We're going up. We're going up. See, when I look away from it long enough, it finally goes up. And so that is always good to see. And so I'll just stop looking at it. Good now. Perfect. Hey, I'm happy that you see that. Let's see here. Good to see you live. Hey, I appreciate that so much. Good to see you live streaming. Clover. Let's get some Clovers in the comment section. I love seeing those. It gives me good energy. You know, I'm Irish, so there's something else with that as well. So I do appreciate all the Clovers in the chat that I've been seeing throughout the entire stream. Love seeing that. Love the stock, of course, as always, as well. Let's see here. We might, hopefully. Yes. You have the power to manipulate. No, I don't. Don't say that. I definitely do not. Right? Now, if I had 1 million subscribers and I was like, I put all my money in this stock, they're kind of maybe at that point. But no, but don't say that, because then the SEC is gonna be like, who's this person? And I'll be like, I'm no one. Don't come after me. I do have money in it. No, I appreciate it. Clover. Sean, are you a student? No, I'm not. So I finished college already. I'm in the big leagues now. I have a big boy job. And so I'm done with school, right? People are like, I have a bachelor's, but do I want to go to like grad school? Do I want to get a PhD? Nah, I really don't. I'm not really interested in that type of stuff because, I do look at, I'll tell you, I'm in my mid-20s, right? And so I'm in my mid-20s, right? And so I do look young. So I'm a little bit young. Yeah, absolutely. Green. Yes. Permanent head damage. PhD. Yeah. Hey, but I do shout out, the people that can go and get those degrees, because when you're out of school, right? If any of my viewers are in school, when you're out of school, it's kind of like one of those things that you're like, okay, I'm so distracted by the green movement that we've been seeing. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. But when you're out of poor, hungry, determined. When you're out of school, you're like, do I ever want to go back to school again? I don't, personally, as of right now. Maybe in like 20 years, if I'm like, oh, I want to get an engineering degree or something, or I want to do this or that, right? Then I will, right? Because I took a lot of engineering. I was doing engineering for a while in school, took a lot of engineering classes. And I think that brings out my logic, mindedness, I guess you could say, about certain things. But at the same time, I did not graduate with an engineering degree. But, I graduated with a good degree that I enjoy. That does help me out, actually make these videos as well. So there you go. As long as but I do want to be a CEO though. I think that would be cool to be a CEO, an owner of a business, an entrepreneur, like something like that. I think that would be really cool. Let's see, as long as your company can pay for it, your PhD, hey, if you have your company paying for your PhD, that's awesome. Yeah. Hey, right now for the stock, we are getting very close to open. We have a good bull run going on, well above that volume weighted average price there. We saw that line just like flatline for a good amount of time there. So yeah, hopefully we see some extra fun movement soon. Right now it's 11:04 a.m. Eastern. We did see, interesting, at the bottom there, we did see kind of like a red, like a good amount of volume there. 222,000. Interesting. Yeah, up for at least a bit. Still at our 820 price. Maybe. Ooh, here we go. So let's see here. 200. Okay. MBA is worth it after you work for a while and get. Yeah, I would agree with that, right? If let's say you're trying to be a manager, or let's say you're trying to move up or become like a vice president at a company or something like that, right? Or you're trying to become like a director or a senior director or something like that, right? Then yeah, I think that an MBA is worth it. Like my dad got an MBA. No, not MBA, master's. I'm sorry, he got a master's. But an MBA would be worth it, especially if you're going into business. Absolutely. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're getting very, very close to what we opened at. $8.21 is what we opened. $8.19. Got to have those green candlesticks in order to fill that gap up a little bit. But again, we are well above that volume weighted average price. So we are seeing big movements today. I'm pretty happy about my $8.12.50 or whatever. Sean, are you working from home but secretly doing these? No, I'm not secretly doing these from that standpoint. My work has nothing to do with this stock or anything like that. Let's see here. But great question. What trading software is this on? Oh yeah, this is on Webull. There's a link in the description if you want to get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300 with Webull. It's only $5. So check this out. But yeah, this is a Webull desktop app. I really do enjoy their software in general. It's pretty good. I did find like one bug, and that's why I'm like, I want to let them know about that. But I think overall the software is pretty dang good for what you get. It's free to use if you want to use it on your desktop. Does Webull have the level 2? Yes, it does. Yes, it does on the app. Let's see if I can pull it up. I just show it to the camera. Here is my level 2. Oh, zoom in, buddy. If it will get it. Yes, sir. Anyways, you can barely see it. It's trying to like focus on my hand and focus on my environment and stuff like that. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. Yeah, there is level 2 though. What's the short interest now? I don't know. Let's check. It's about the same. Let me refresh. Boop. 16.28% is IBKR. Ooh, acronyms. Not really good with acronyms. There's so many things that acronyms could be. So much uncertainty. DuckDuckGo. IBKR. Interactive brokers. I gotcha. I feel like it has more than that, to be honest. Because I know, for example, like, I know Fintel definitely does. Because interactive brokers is like, if you want to see... like iBar Desk only pulls from interactive broker data, right? So that's a pretty good question. But I think the other stuff pull from different areas as well. Because, for example, that says 600, but when we go to here and we refresh, boom, this has a little bit different number for short shares availability, and that's probably a little bit faster than that as well. So, can you explain short interest? Short interest is basically like when you look at like short interest. It's let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say it like from what it is, to be honest. Bada bing, bada boom, boop. So basically, we look at the current short interest percentage of the free float, taking into account the intraday data. This is the estimated percent change of the number of shares being shorted since the previous day's trading. So that's kind of like your strict up definition and stuff like that if you want to know. So I'll just give it direct like that. Let's see here. I love CLOV in GME. Hey, yeah, absolutely. Well, let's see. Let me double check it one last time before I go. And right now it's pretty leveling off around that price range. I do want to get a haircut and some other stuff done today. So I do need to end this live stream though, but I really, really appreciate everyone stopping by, and I hope that everyone has a great trading day today. Hopefully we see more green. We see more green going forward for this stock. So, all right. Take care. Bye-bye.